The next one, seasonality, same graph that we were looking at a little bit earlier. So seasonality is kind of any patterns that we see with calendar related periods or calendar related patterns. So if there's like a weekly pattern, a daily pattern, or a seasonal pattern, like that's all what we're looking at. So patterns are often, these kind of patterns with seasonality are often quite predictable. And again, if we're discussing a time series plot, teal is actually a really good structure to come back to because T, we're thinking about like our topic sentence. What is it that we're discussing? What have we noticed? E is evidence. Whenever you're like kind of maybe giving a bit of a paragraph answer on like describing what you're seeing, describing like what you're seeing in your like time series plot, it's important, really, really important to make sure that you're actually giving evidence. And the evidence that you need to give is like the numbers and the patterns and the trends that you're seeing in your time series plot or like your time series graph. Like, you know, for example, I'm seeing like that low point around month 6. Like those are all the type of things that you're going to be talking about. So seasonality is all about those patterns that are like related to the calendar. So here we're definitely seeing like a very because we're looking at like the mean temperature per month. So we're definitely seeing seasonality here because we're seeing a pattern that's really like related to like the months or like the seasons, which you describe that as like a quarterly pattern because the seasons are about the 4 quarters of the year. And seasonality is often quite predictable. Because on the other hand, when we have cycles, they're very similar, but there are some key differences. So cycles, like we said, they're like seasonality, but the main difference, which is really important to keep in mind, is that with cycles, again, predictable patterns, but the period is usually a year or greater, and they're usually less predictable than seasonality. So with cycles, we're actually looking at really long-term trends and patterns. So this could be this could be months or this could be years passing. So we're looking at really long-term repeating patterns and trends. And again, they're usually a bit less predictable than seasonality. So yeah, that's really important to keep in mind the difference between